Welcome to QueerTWENTY, the cohort of 2022. QueerTWENTY is egomonk's annual flagship program where we celebrate exceptional queer Indians making marks in fields such as social justice, science, commerce, business, etc. Today we have two extremely important people with us. Meenakshi Sanyal, or Malobika as she is commonly known, and Dr. Shubhakta Ghosh Akanksha. They both are queer feminist activists and they have engaged with the queer movement in India for at least 2 decades. They are also co-founders of Sappho for Equality, a non-profit organization in Eastern India. Sappho for Equality is first registered organization in Eastern India for the rights and social justice of sexually marginalized women and transmasculine persons. So without further ado, let's get talking to these co-travelers of life, Malobika and Akanksha. Thank you so much for joining us today.
So, Malobika and Akanksha, could you tell me a bit about your experience of being a queer person in India in 70s and 80s?
So I came to know the term through a newspaper, Bengali leading newspaper, where an article I just caught my eyes, drew the attention of mine on an article on Navratilova. So tennis player Navratilova. So then only I came to know there is another person in somewhere in this globe whose name is Navratilova and who is like me. And then only I identified myself as a lesbian. But it took further 2 years time because, I wanted to negotiate with myself because no one was there in and around me to whom I can share. And ultimately, when I was in second year of my BSc, then I actually came out to myself in front of mirror. So then I said to myself, Meenakshi, you accept your or sexual orientation. You are a lesbian.
Yes, Akanksha ji, yeah. How was your journey of coming out?
It's just diagonally opposite. You can imagine, right? So I also went through that particular article on Navratilova. Martina Navratilova was very hot topic at that point of time. It was kind of a, very unique thing. It came to me as very unique thing. But I never identified myself with Martina at that point of time, right? But I went through, I was curious. Actually, I read every damn thing, whatever is coming to my hand in front of my eyes. I was kind of a bookworm, right? So I was extremely serious about my study and I was extremely docile child. Of course, I am the elder child. I have a brother and I thought that if I do not obey my parents, they will just throw me out of home. I only came across this term in Bangla. It is called Shomokami. So this particular term in a trash Bengali novel, which was forbidden for me. And since I was a bookworm, so I browsed that book as well. And I read about it. And it was a story about a gay man. The gay man was he was not the central character, but he was there. I came to know about this homosexuality exists from that, trash novel in Bangla, right? When I was, say, at around 11, I was higher secondary standard, and then I came to know.
Malvika, you said like the sound of silence was terrible. But when the movie came out, none of the states in India responded with like what we can call in a positive way, right? Like the rest of the states, they they faced backlash, and system supported backlash, violent at some places.
Yes.
I'm just curious. Like none of the responses that were received were positive. Most states had like a bad backlash, whereas Calcutta was silent on it. Um, do you think silence is worse than the?
Yes, yes. When you are as if, see, silence is something where actually you are denying the fact. You can say what is happening. Some film they have the artist, the director, film director, they have their liberty, freedom of expression through film. If they give statement, that was a positive statement. It was not like that. They didn't do anything. So that is the point, as if nothing is existing here. So what is the point? Let it be zero audience, shuts off, So, this is the perfect example of denial. And that is the very reason I am saying the sound of silence is terrible.
What were the unique challenges that you faced back then, and what is Sappho's vision today?
It was 1999, 2000, right? The mobile was not there, and everybody didn't have the access to a landline telephone. So how to communicate? So this was another unique challenge. So we too gave an interview. We took a very, very risky step. We gave an interview to a leading newspaper on condition that they will publish a PO box number. So in that PO box number, almost 300 letters came. From different parts of West Bengal.
Yeah.
And 3 couple we got together, and we usually went to meet all these letters, who wrote the letters.
Who wrote letters and gave their address or any number. So that way we gathered further 30 to 35 members, So gradually, within 3 months of time. So in April, we gave that interview, and in June, within this time, 35 members, actually we collectivized. We came on the same platform, and Sappho's first meeting had happened in 20th June, 1999.
And other sorts of challenges, if you think that there was, many stories of atrocities came from other members, right? If they come out to their parents, somehow they are caught by their natal family. The first thing what they used to do, the family used to do, is to cut off all the cost of that girl's study, and put them under lock and key, beat them, physical violence, psychological violence, blackmailing, outing them in the workspace.
Yeah, emotional blackmailing.
So many things.
And forced marriage.
And above all, taking them to the doctors to cure, quote unquote, cure homosexuality.
Yeah.
And this kind of aversion therapy with electric shock and all these examples were, many examples were coming at that point of time.
So if you say what kind of challenges, I would rather say that what not kind of challenges. every sort of. Whatever you think, that is even much, 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 much more of that. And ultimately, we decided that, see, the thing is, I mean, it is not enough to give only just to lend our hands or shoulder. It was not enough. So we have to engage with the society, the man who is the brother of one of our member, that brother who wanted to rape his own sister, to have the taste of heterosexuality.
Her sister, the heterosexual.
Okay, so that kind of thing you cannot even imagine, Apurva. You cannot even imagine what sorts of violence and violation had happened. So we thought we have to engage those parents, we have to engage those boys, we have to engage the extended family members of our members. So that way we opened or extended our platform and got registered, and Sappho for Equality born in October 2003. And there, anybody and everybody can be the member who raise voice for the cause of lesbian, bisexual women and transmasculine persons' rights. That way. So whenever any person comes to us, we never ask him or her, what is your sexual orientation? We never ask how you identify yourself. Never ask. Because do you believe the cause, our cause? If you believe, then you be our member. Or if you don't want to be our member, please keep in touch with us and be our ally. That is our vision.
I had a question about the movement. Now, because you have seen the movement evolve, if you can use the word evolve, for at least 2 decades. What do you think has changed, like good and the bad?
Yes, I will.
See, of course, there is a huge change. If we talk about this early 2002, 2001, 1999 to say at around 10 years, right? 2009. In 2009, Delhi High Court partially read down that homosexuality is not a crime. IPC 377. So it has been again recriminalized in 2013. Right. And finally in 2018, we are now free. Right. So this, sometimes you are free, sometimes you are not free, sometimes again you are free. This is kind of, after all of us, we are human beings, right? So it is kind of playing with the psyche of the total community. So say, for example, till 2009, we used to be in the closet, right? Because we are criminals, right? So our movement was strategized in that way. So at least Sappho for Equality's strategies were taken thinking in mind that IPC 377 is there, right? And after that also there are some other, but it was in back of our mind that IPC 377 is there. And after that, when Delhi High Court declared that, many people came out. And again 2013, it has been recriminalized. Then what will happen to these people who has come out? So the strategy of the movement has to change. And it has changed. First of all, in Sappho for Equality strategy, we used to do so many things for for sensitization of the society as well as ourselves. And we used to have a monthly meeting, where all these support group people are coming, people were coming, and for support group, support they were coming and all. But after that, this kind of support group, what Malvika was saying, that they are garnering support from the social media. So there has to be a change, huge change. So I am not going to comment what is positive change and what is negative change. Change is a change. By the way, change itself is not always positive. I do agree.
What are your ideas on our collective goal as a queer community? Like futuristic ideas.
There are so many things we have to address. Aging. We are seeing here and there the pathetic condition, because especially I'm talking about, some people whose age is more than us, me and Akanksha, I'm talking about. Those who are in late 60s, 70s, they didn't utter the term lesbian. They actually are living the life of a single woman. We have to talk about single women. We have to talk about aging. We have to talk about trans issues. We have to talk about some other women issues as well. Marriage is not the ultimate solution. But I know. Here I must flag on this part as well. Some people say Sappho is against marriage. It's not true. See, the thing is, those who want to get married, they are happily get married. That is their right to. And that is the reason Sappho says, if people want gay marriage, then let them. But state should provide the right to not to get married. And at the same time, they should avail all kinds of civil rights as well. This is important.
There are some provisions for conjugality in marriage. Marriage brings some privileges. So if in case someday gay marriage is legalized, then there will be this kind of facilities as well for them. So we actually also are saying that the singleness should come as a specific unique identity of being. Like single, for example, I have a little bit of land, for example. So if I die, then the land will go directly to my natal family. But since I am single in the eyes of state, so my property won't go to my partner. Why should it go only to my partner? I can give my property to my friend as well. I can give my land to Sappho for Equality organization as well. Then my natal family should have no voice there.
Or else to me as well. If gay marriage will, suppose, then if suppose two persons, they are getting married, then and A and B get married, then A's everything will pass on to B. But the thing is, if A don't want to pass on that one to B as well, because B enough, B has enough, everything.
Enough resources, yes.
Yes. Then what will happen? That is not being permissible, that will not. So for that matter, we want to redefine family, the term family. Who is your family? What are the meaning of families? That has to be redefined.
And also people like us who has aged, and there are in fact these 2 years of pandemic it has taught us a lot. How to live. Everybody is separated from maybe from their natal family, or specifically for queer people, we are alone. We are living alone. And there, who came to help to us? These are the family. These are not my natal family, not our natal family. These are all community people who have come to provide necessary elements of living, right? So this kind of community living is extremely necessary for the future, for the old age.
See, I have privileges. I know how to talk to by keeping my eyes in front of doctor's eyes. So I said I am her partner and I will sign. I will sign the consent bond. I will do that. I did it. And previously also, I nominated her in life insurance. I nominated her, in my FD accounts. At the time of IPC 377, mind it, I did it by fighting with the authorities. So everybody don't have that guts. Everybody don't have, because they are not so privileged enough to talk to.
Class is also a big barrier, since we are from privileged class, so people will look at us in a separate lens. And the people who are at the different cross sections of the society, obviously the lens will change according to the marginality of those people, right?
And
So accordingly they will be treated and they will be discriminated.
Not only that, in community as well. Community also, the people are being treated according to their class and caste. Everywhere.
What's the best thing about being a queer?
Freedom.
Being me, being myself.
Okay. What is your favorite queer character on screen? Do you have any?
None.
How does queer youth of today differ from your generation?
Lot many ways.
To me, the term cool. The term cool actually differs a lot. Sometimes, we are thinking something, a strategizing thing, and those people are so smart. They say, cool, Malvi, we'll do it. And I really love their attitude, sometimes, really. I learn a lot from them. Many of them are really fantastic. I really love them.
Okay. What is one thing that scares you the most?
Ailments. In my case,
Sorry.
the ailments.
Ailments.
Okay. What about you, Malobika?
The way the entire movement is grabbed by capitalism and neoliberalism.
What inspires you the most?
Youth and their energy.
Politics.
Okay. I'll say certain words. You could give me your immediate reaction. Like it could be a one-word reaction. Or if you don't want to give like a verbal reaction, then our previous speakers have just made faces too. So that also works. Okay. Workplace equity.
Oxymoron term.
Homophobia.
Persists.
Allyship.
Means a lot. Very important thing.
Ambition.
In vogue.
Politics.
Interesting.
India.
Borders.